Take it away, Izzy.
Hello, and welcome to Great Escapes with me, Izzy Suttie.
And me, Dan Skinner. Just to let you know what we've been doing, we've been travelling across the southwest and Wales, and we've been meeting incredible people and doing incredible things that we would never normally do. Is that right, Izzy?
Very, very right.
And we are exploring how the things we do relate to the area in which we do them.
That is a really good description, Dan.
Having done all these episodes now, you can go, yeah, I think that is what we've been doing.
Let's get started. Cornwall, Devon, and one last great escape. For now. I say for now because we have a Christmas special coming up and we'll tell you more at the end of the episode. Devon and Cornwall in one day.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's easily done, isn't it? Because they are literally...
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying it as if we've done Australia and England. Can you believe it, guys?
Yeah, we've stepped over one road to another and you go from Cornwall to Devon. It took less than 5 minutes. But no, what we do is we go our separate ways, we try new things, and then we come back together and we chat about them. So this week, I went to Jamaica Inn on the Bodmin Moor, which is full of like smugglers, ghosts, and hopefully decent coffee.
Before I say where I'm going in this episode, I'd like to say that I had a hot chocolate in Jamaica Inn with Rebecca, who helps on the show, and that it was gorgeous because some hot chocolates are bitter and not sweet enough, and this was absolutely chef's kiss. Lovely, chocolatey, just the right level of sweetness, gorgeous. But we shall come on to that. So in this episode, I went to Castle Drogo.
Oh, it's a great name, isn't it? It's like Harry Potter or Tolkien or Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, you're right.
They would sing about Castle Drogo.
Yeah, climbing up the stairs to Castle Drogo. You don't often get the name of the castle after the word castle either. If you think of it's like Barnard Castle, but that's not even a castle. That's the place where Dominic Thingy-Bob went in COVID.
With his eyes, yeah. I think if you said Dover Castle.
Warwick Castle, Buckingham Palace, it's not Palace Buckingham. Castle Drogo. It sounds kind of sweeping and like it's got loads of like velvet. It was ace. You'll hear all about it. I'm not going to say too much about it, except that it's perched above Dartmoor. So, yes, that's where we'll be going today. We also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been listening and sending in their stories. And we've got a couple of favourites coming up at the end, a couple of absolute crackers. We've got Rona's rather awkward romantic getaway. Yes, look forward to hearing about that. And Claire's family sandcastle saga. Not easy to say. No, saga sandcastle would be better. Sounds like my theatrical warm-up. Claire's family sandcastle saga. We're doing that in the wings. Yeah, quicker and quicker and quicker. So I went to Castle Drogo. It's the last castle in England. It's not the last castle to stand in England. It's the last castle ever built in England. Oh, right. So that's its kind of... I suppose that's its selling point, really. They would have given you all the dates and stuff. You found out all the dates. I don't care about dates. I care about vibe. Yeah, I'm a vibe person as well. I like a good vibe. Castle Drogo is perched very dramatically high above the Teign Gorge, spelt Teign. And it's at the edge of Dartmoor. And it really is perched on like you can see downwards from parts of it. I started by chatting to the ground staff as we wandered around the grounds.
It's pouring down, yes. So shall we nip into the garden? Yeah, let's. If that's all right. Yeah, go and do some pruning. This is the gardener's path.
Oh wow! So we're going up a tiny little path here.
Yes. So this is a good example of the changeable Dartmoor weather.
Of course, yeah. Never quite safe.
No.
But then, really glad I wore my light pastel trainers. I did set off thinking, Izzy, you might want to wear some proper boots. Variety's the spice of life, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
also it's so dramatic. You can hear like the leaves blowing, and it's amazing.
What a time and what a moment to come and see it. Actually, so glorious autumn colour.
What an amazing
shower of leaves coming down is pretty quite cool. So
it's like it's snowing leaves.
Yeah.
And the colours of the flowers. Honestly, it feels like you're walking into a story. It's making me think I'd just love to spend time here and really take it in. It's like a kaleidoscope of colour, and it's not a coincidence, is it, that it looks so beautiful? I think, well, it's just grown like this. I presume it takes a lot of planning.
Yeah, some things are, I don't know, accidental in terms of the autumn colour, because they are sort of just amazing, the different shades you get. But it is a really sort of mixed garden for a variety of seasons of interest. So autumn colour obviously really prevalent now, but it's great for spring interest because we have rhododendrons, azaleas, magnolias, lots of spring flowering bulbs, tulips, daffodils, snowdrops, crocus, which we now have new on our circular lawn.
I think part of the reason it feels so enchanting is because of the trees. It feels, even though we're out in the open, it feels like a cosy space, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel overwhelming. It feels really welcoming and warm.
It's about a kind of 3.5 acre sort of patch, this garden, but it's jam-packed. And then with these like pristinely cut yew hedges around and the big mature beech, it gives that real sense of kind of privacy and just surprise as well. Yes. It is that secret little garden tucked away, not next to the castle. You chance upon it, by accident or aren't expecting it when you've got the Dartmoor landscape literally just out there.
Yes, I think that's it, because that's so open. It's like opening a window when you're tucked up inside with a hot chocolate or something, isn't it? You just kind of look out and go, I'll look out from here and see how exposed that is. Maybe that's what attracted him to this land, the fact that he could build something kind of private in a place that was so exposed. I'd like to do the whole podcast here, because I'm quite enchanted by Dartmoor. Absolutely. Well, I feel so at home here. I would love to make my mark somehow in a small way.
Join the gardening team?
Yes, please.
This time of year, what we do is start to prune the roses. So it's not the kind of final, pristine, sort of more meticulous pruning, but it's the kind that we're doing now to tidy the roses up for winter and stop them being susceptible to wind rock. So what we're doing is just taking them down by about a third, putting them to bed, if you like, for the winter.
So it's like they're hibernating.
Exactly, hibernating roses. There you go. And then we'll give them their sort of final prune in the spring. But this one now, it's a bit. It's easier, isn't it? You don't have to be quite so worried about cutting to an exact point or anything like that.
I've come at the right season.
Absolutely. What we have here, this is just for ease, really. So our volunteers are sort of out pruning, started pruning yesterday, and this is just that's about a third.
Okay, so that's a stick. I'm going to describe it to anyone who's listening. So it's a kind of green measuring stick that sticks into the ground.
And we've just got this sort of marker here tied to it, so it just gives you an idea of where to prune to. So you don't really want to go below that, but you can go a little bit above.
So we're taking a good sort of 10 inches off, aren't we?
So if you want to carry on having a go at this, so that's your kind of height that you're working to.
Height I'm trying to work to. So I'm going to grab this branch. So it doesn't matter.
So at this stage, it doesn't matter so much if you go to a bud at all.
Okay. I'm going to go above that tiny. Little, squeeze. Oh, that's really easy to squeeze.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very satisfying squeezing this together.
So we have a volunteer on a Monday who is our chief secateurs sharpener now as well. So he makes sure these are all ready to go for us.
And then you won't have to do this again until spring.
Absolutely.
Well, not exactly this, but you won't have to do anything to them until spring.
Nope, that should be it now. So because the weather's getting colder, they should stop growing. And then in the spring, because it depends on the winter, what kind of winter we've had, if it's a hard winter, some of the growth might get killed by frost. That's when you revisit it to prune out any dead.
You're much quicker than me, which is
fine.
good because it's not my job, but it's yours.
Yeah.
But it's great. You don't need the marker. You're just yeah. There's something really satisfying about it and really kind of meditative.
It's nice. I think pruning is a really lovely gardening job to do.
After spending time in the garden, I headed inside to speak to Ben.
So in here we have got, this is our little conservation room where we do a lot of the things. So we practice a couple of things at the castle. We practice what's called preventive conservation and remedial conservation. So the preventive conservation is essentially stopping objects getting to the stage where they need remedial conservation. So that is keeping the dust off the objects, checking them regularly for any damage, checking against insect pests, making sure that the environment, the temperature and the humidity is all kept to a standard level for the good of the objects. And then the remedial conservation is about sending objects away, usually to have treatment done on them where they have sustained damage. And that's part of the work that we do in the castle.
So some objects are never sent away; they just remain here the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what's this? Is this
bronze? It is, and this is something that we've been working on to clean up, so it's looking nice and shiny at the moment. So what happens with a lot of our metalwork is that it reacts with the oxygen in the air, and it tarnishes, just as you all know in your own home. So this is a jelly mould that we've got over there.
If you saw the state of my house,
and this is something that we're gonna get you involved with.
Okay.
If that's all right. So if you want to grab a pair of gloves.
Okay. I feel this is a real honour, actually. I have to say, thank you for trusting me with this. I was going to say our house is so messy. There isn't. I've got one tiny bronze bell with mother of pearl in it.
Oh, lovely.
It's currently behind a squishmallow. I don't know if you know what they are. They're just big toys.
Okay.
Yeah. But maybe I can use some skills that I learned today to polish the brass bell. So this is a jelly mould.
Yes, it was. Yes. So we have about 300 of them in the collection.
Really? So really liked
huge,
jelly.
Huge,
I suppose it was a big dessert then, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it wouldn't just have been sort of sweet jellies either. They would have gelatin as well, so they would have set vegetables into it, fruit, asparagus, that sort of thing. So it would have been a whole way to display things really on the table.
Okay, great. So I can't break this, can I?
No, you're all right.
Okay, good.
So what we're going to do is, if you want to take a piece of cotton wool, well, that's it. And then if you take a piece of the this one, the peak,
it looks like a tube of toothpaste. I don't think it's a good idea to brush your teeth with it. It says it's called Peak, and it cleans, polishes, protects all metals, fiberglass, ceramic. It does lots of things, doesn't it? So is this something that's that you use quite frequently?
We do this about once a year, so we try not to do it too often, because every time you will do that, it will take a very tiny layer of the outer surface off, and obviously if you do that every few weeks, it would soon wear away. So we don't do it. We do it once a year, and then we protect it with a layer of what is called Renaissance wax. So this is a microcrystalline wax which just goes over the top and stops the oxygen getting in, or slows it right down, so that it doesn't tarnish as quickly.
Okay, great. So do I squeeze a bit?
Yeah, if you put about a pea-sized amount on there.
Okay, and it's blue. Looks like blue icing. Okay.
And then if you want to use a sort of circular motion anywhere on there, and just rub it, give it a bit of elbow grease, and then you'll hopefully start to see it.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah.
The shine coming through.
You do need a bit of elbow grease. This is as good as going to a weights class. Do you just do it in silence, or do you
no? Usually have the radio on.
Oh, radio, yeah.
Or we're doing it in front of the public, so we're talking to our visitors about what we're doing and how we care for our objects. We get lots of questions as well.
I bet you do.
You could do people's at home as well. So.
Yeah, of course. People thinking, I need to go home and do my swimming trophy from 1984. And I mean, that piece of tissue I've used is now completely black.
Yeah.
So presumably that's not just the Peak paste, it's actually what we've taken off.
Yeah, it's the tarnish coming off. Yeah, that's it. That's great. That's looking really shiny. Loving that.
Thank you. I can actually, cliche, see my face in it. That's amazing. I totally can't see my face in the one that I haven't done. This is so satisfying. I can understand why people would like to volunteer to do this. I think that this is all I'd want to do. I'd be, leave me alone, everyone. I'm doing my jelly mould. But you did it last week. So do we put the polish on now?
So if you want to grab that brush over there,
okay.
And then what we're going to do is just put a little layer of it on. So if you, that's it, get lots on the brush. That's it.
Yeah, I'm
so
doing everything very timidly,
aren't
I?
That's probably right.
Okay.
Right. And then if you go over the area that you've done with that, so initially it'll look sort of slightly pasty.
And this reminds me of my granddad. This smell. I think Grandpa used to do this. He used to really care for. There's something about our ancestors will have done this with different. I really like it. It's like taking me back to being a child.
So that's
that
great.
Now looks a bit misty again.
That's it. So we'll leave that a few minutes. Just lets it dry, and then in a few minutes' time, take a fresh piece of cloth and just buff that up, and it'll look shiny and stay shiny.
Amazing.
For visitors to enjoy for the rest of the year.
And what's it like having all the objects here in your workplace and having visitors come in? And do you like the fact that everything kind of goes on in the same place and people can see what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the fact that we're in a position now to be able to change our displays a lot more as we've accepted a lot more objects into the collection, and so we can make more discoveries about the castle, about the people that used to work here, and we can share that with visitors and tell those stories. Yeah, it's exciting to do it.
I can so see the difference in this panel. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 panels, sections of the mould, and I've cleaned one, and you can really, really see the difference. And I would recommend this as a pastime.
And you can probably give that a buff up now. You can go for it.
And it's a completely different colour, isn't it? It's really
absolutely.
So shiny.
Yeah. It's beautiful. And when you've done a whole dresser of these, with hundreds on, it really makes a difference.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. There we go.
Brilliant. Got the job.
That jelly mould felt like a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. It was. I mean, how old was it?
Old. It was old. It was dirty. It needed it clean.
Were you cleaning it with toothpaste?
No, it wasn't blimmin' They take very good care of their artefacts, Dan. No, they didn't give me a tube of Colgate and an old rag. They go on, love, give this a polish. It was gorgeous, and it really felt like holding a piece of history. And in all seriousness, kind of astounding that they gave me that level of responsibility. I can really, and do you know what? It was like a bit like what you were saying about painting the ducks. I found it really meditative.
Yeah.
It was a lovely autumn day, and the famous five were thinking of all the amazing things they could do if they travelled with Great Western Railway. Hot air ballooning in Bristol, said George. Exploring Cardiff Castle, said Anne. Boating in Henley, said Dick. Let's take in a London show, said Julian. We'll do the whole lot, said George, but can we set off tomorrow? I've tired myself out just thinking about them. There's more to explore with Great Western Railway. Adventures start here.
Before we go off to Jamaica Inn, we've got a couple of travel tales here. Go on, Dan. Do Rona from Bristol.
Went for a romantic off-season weekend in Cornwall. Lovely. Lovely hotel, roaring fire, glass of wine. And who should walk in? My old PE teacher. Turns out he was staying in the room next to us. And the worst part, I used to fancy him when I was about 15. Still looked quite good too, to be honest. Strong head of hair.
Oh, wow.
That's it then. That's the end of... So whatever you had planned for that weekend in that room, kind of out the window, isn't it?
He was staying in the room next to us. So she must have seen him again
coming out of his room or going into his room to know that. Yeah. So you're still doing the squat thrusts, are you? Yes, still doing.
Did you use your netball skills in the end when you did your chemistry degree? Oh, Rona.
She's still clearly got the hots for him, I agree.
Definitely.
She's still got the hots for him, yes. Izzy.
Claire from Leamington Spa has sent. We spent a week in Weymouth where we built this epic sandcastle, full family effort, turrets, moat, drawbridge, the lot. We were at it for hours. Drawbridge. Then this toddler we'd never seen before came charging through, roaring and kicking it to bits. His parents just smiled and said, sorry, he's being a dinosaur. To which I said, yes, I'd spotted that. Thanks. Oh, so awkward.
Well, I think what's bad about that is the parents' reaction because, if there's a sandcastle with a drawbridge and your kid comes and smashes that to bits, I would be kind of mortified.
I'd be giving them all the cash in my person.
You've clearly spent hours doing that. I wouldn't be like, sorry, being a dinosaur. But people are very forgiving with their own kids, aren't they?
Yeah, and sometimes I think when people are embarrassed, they play it down.
Yeah,
it's like that's true. I would have been so mortified that I would have stayed there for 5 or 6 hours rebuilding it for them.
Rebuilt it, yeah. I probably would have done. I would have done that, but I think my wife would have dragged me away. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry, that's very difficult. I hope he enjoyed kicking it down.
Yeah, I think he probably did. But sorry that happened to you, Claire.
Sorry, Claire. I hope therapy works.
That clearly
tricky
scars you a little bit. But there we go. That is the perfect British beach holiday in one anecdote, I think.
Yep, sunshine, sand, and a small child destroying your hopes and dreams. Thank you so much for sending these in.
Yes, brilliant. So from one moor to another, we go from Dartmoor to Bodmin Moor, and we are now crossing over into
Cornwall.
It's like literally, I think you just go from one side of the road to the other. You're in the next county.
You could hop. You could hop.
Yeah. You could hop. You could jump. You could, there's a number of ways of getting there.
Number of ways. Crawl.
But we ended up in Jamaica Inn, which has been the inspiration for the book, Jamaica Inn, written by
Daphne du Maurier.
And they've made loads of films about that. They've made sort of film adaptations of it. But it was also a smuggler's inn. So it's where they used to wreck the boats. You just get wrecked on the shoreline, and they would go on and they'd steal everything off the boats, and they would bring them up into Jamaica Inn and store the stuff there. And so it's packed full of local history. Both the counties, Devon and Cornwall, are just so atmospheric. It's just, rolling hills, and we got there in the dark, so there was lots of twinkling stars, and it was very windy. And so you can just imagine travellers appearing in wooden carts with all their stuff on the back, which they got off of wrecked ships. And it just so happens there is an enormous amount of literature and history attached to the place, and you can go and find out all about it when you go in there, like I did.
That's a very good link, Dan.
That's a good link.
So when I was going through to the museum a couple of years ago, I got pushed on the bum, and I turned around and I was like, oh, because I thought somebody was trying to come through and there was nobody there. But that was a long time ago, and then I was coming to work the other day, a tradesman came in and was like, oh, I need to get to the back of the garage. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get the shop key. Walked into the shop and there's just books on the floor. And I was like, okay, that's because I said it was I don't believe in any of this anymore. And then suddenly there's all this stuff going on.
I'm with Alice, and you just mentioned that Daphne du Maurier was out riding on the moor, and she happened across Jamaica Inn.
Yeah, so the mist came in, she was with a friend, and they got lost and they ended up at Jamaica Inn. They stayed the night, and I think Daphne then came back to stay again, and it inspired her to write her famous novel, Jamaica Inn.
Jamaica Inn. Jamaica Inn novel is about smuggling.
Yeah, so it's a story of a young lady called Mary Yalland who comes up to live with her uncle, and it's very bleak. Her auntie lives here, and they're very isolated, obviously, and there's kind of a lot of dark stuff going on at night. And,
so she was inspired from staying in the place.
Yeah. And
so she got the tone and the feel and the atmosphere. So it must have been incredibly atmospheric for her write an entire book.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think there was probably stories of smuggling and all around Cornwall and pirates and everything. But the wreckers, I think it was well known that they travelled all the way up from like Bodmin to Launceston, and Jamaica Inn sits really high up on the moor in the middle of those two towns.
Wreckers are people that salvage wrecked ships, is that right?
Yeah, so they would go out onto the headlands, onto the beaches, and they would have the red and green lights like you would have in a harbour, and it would lure ships in. They would think it was a harbour, and then they would shipwreck, and then the villagers and everyone from the towns would go down. And so this is the room that Daphne du Maurier stayed in.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. This is wonderful. Oh my goodness, you'd love to stay in this. Oh wow. Oh, I'm glad we came here. So it's been preserved as much as possible.
Yeah, and in the book Jamaica Inn, it's where the young Mary Yelland sleeps in the book. So she sleeps just above the main entrance to the bar. So if you look out of the window, you can see the kind of like the historic old courtyard.
Yeah, you can. Cobblestone courtyard. I mean, it's designed to keep the weather out, isn't it? I mean, it really does.
So the where the museum is, that's the old stable block.
Is it?
So this is the tradition, like the main part of the inn.
These
are the old rooms. Yeah, and then the horses would have been kept just across the courtyard.
This is exactly like something out of a TV show.
So there's been like sightings going back over the last 100 years that have been documented of gentlemen out in the courtyard at night smoking cigarettes, like tricorn hats and these things. Okay. And then kind of the most famous one we have is just down the corner in room 5. And we've got Hannah, our kind of resident girl ghost. And
right, I thought she worked. She's not someone who works here.
No, she's Hannah, our ghost.
Hannah the ghost.
Hannah the ghost.
Did she
has
get
quite
named
a following.
Hannah? Or?
It's the name that's come up most. So we have paranormal investigations, and it was a name that's just been documented as coming up time and time again.
We don't know who she is.
They've put kind of a story together of like what and how happened, and it was like her and her mum were travelling on their own, and possibly were quite wealthy, and that's why they were murdered in the room.
Oh, they were murdered.
Yeah. Yes. So, but Hannah has quite a following, and there's a wardrobe in the room, and everyone writes her letters, buys her gifts, leaves them in the wardrobe.
Yeah. Tradition.
Yeah.
So is that something do people come here going, oh, there's paranormal stuff going on here? Do you get a big old mark, people coming for that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So this is so Jamaica Inn is also famous for wrecking and smuggling. How are we close? We're presumably close to the which coast are we?
So we're right in the middle of Cornwall. Actually, we're really far from the sea on the south and the north coast. But that's why it was a perfect place to hide.
Is that right? Because I was going to ask what the actual connection was, and that's it, is it? They used to. Yeah,
so it would have been the only place between like the drive in coaches and horse-drawn coaches and things like in the 1700s would have been like quite horrific, I think, over winter going from Bodmin to Launceston, and
bumpy
it's
roads,
very isolated up here,
and
not many people really ventured up here.
Yeah.
So it was lace, tin, tobacco, all of these sorts of things that would go to other countries basically. So this is where the man traps come in. Actually, this is quite a small one. There's a really large one further in the museum.
Man trap. God, that looks awful. That's like a bear trap, isn't it? Essentially, we're looking at an iron jaw, essentially, with a platform underneath, and presumably these are open, and when you stand on that,
it's sprung. Yeah.
And that's the end of your ankle.
Yeah, so I think it's a bit of a legend tell, but the pirates were always dictated with like a wooden leg. Yeah, so they think that possibly could be where it came from, because it would take their leg off. Yeah.
So what was the idea behind the man traps then?
So they would put them out onto the sand dunes, to try and catch the wreckers.
Right.
So they would have them out in the sand dunes, and then when the villagers and the townspeople would go down to pillage everything off of the shipwrecks, they would get caught.
Caught in the man traps. Blimey, they're like landmines essentially. I mean, young landmines, aren't they? I mean, same sort of what's the word? Effect of keeping people away.
So everybody was involved. The like local barristers, vicars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everybody knew it was going on.
If you wake at midnight and hear a horse's feet, don't go drawing back the blind or looking in the street. Them that ask no questions isn't told a lie. Watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by. 25 ponies trotting through the dark, brandy for the parson, baccy for the clerk. Laces for a lady, letters for a spy. Watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by.
Is it that Daphne du Maurier's novel has enhanced the reputation of the smuggling?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know, people come here and...
So it's her imagination that has sort of driven the smuggling side of this this place.
She obviously like drew inspiration on from Jamaica Inn and the stories that she would have been told from the locals and the people that she met in the bar and things, and you know, created the stories and visiting the villages close by as well. So she mentions quite a lot of villages and landmarks around the inn across the moor, and so she would have done her research.
Of course.
Obviously it's kind of like grown from there, really.
And do you get people from all around the world coming here?
In the bar, if you have a look in the main bar, we've got notes from all around the world, all over the beams, and but it's got a huge...
Do you get coach loads of people sort of turning
up?
We do,
yeah. Sometimes 3 at a time. Coach loads of people. The Germans love it, and Americans as well. Even when it snows, we can be in full lockdown with snow, and we'll still have a full bar. Everyone will manage to make their way up for a warm-up by the fire.
I can't imagine anything better than if it's snowing and being sat in that bar out there. So it's a very... The word I would use to describe this the most is probably cosy. It's a very cosy place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really cozy, especially in the main bar. That's
in fact, this place is the definition of cosy.
Of course, I couldn't visit one of the UK's most remote inns without trying to pull a pint.
Right, pull a pint. Right then, pint glass. Here we go. What are we pulling? One of these? Yeah, there we go. We do this. Oh, it's a proper old pump, this. You have to actually put the leg work in, or the arm work in. I think this is going to be... Oh, this is nice. I think that's okay.
Oh, smashing.
Check it out.
Was it kind of spooky? Because while I was drinking my hot chocolate, you went through into the back area.
Yeah, it was... No, it wasn't spooky. We went up into one of the rooms where Daphne du Maurier actually wrote Jamaica Inn, and it was great. The room's gorgeous. I mean, really gorgeous, like sort of stone walls and this 4-poster bed and a walk-in wardrobe and a rocking chair, and it's just so sort of evocative and atmospheric, like the perfect setting for a ghost story. So you love that. You like a ghost story.
Oh, I do. Do you know what? I've been to this area and I've seen the play of Jamaica Inn. We went on a minibus. I went to the Daphne du Maurier Festival. This is about 20 years ago, maybe. So I hope it's still going. But they showed lots of her writings, and I went on a little minibus with lots of old people to a secret location and watched Jamaica Inn, the play. So it wasn't at the Jamaica Inn, but it was a kind of outdoor performance. It can be quite an unforgiving terrain, I think. Like it's not... It's dramatic and it's sweeping.
And there's no sort of straight roads. It's just, slap bang in the middle of Bodmin Moor.
You're like, yeah, I'm going to do this. It's that kind of vibe. Do you let people go on the beach and read their trashy airport novels? Who are the real travellers? Here we are.
We're back in London.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a bit chaotic, isn't it, being back in London?
Yeah,
all the cars,
busy.
All the people.
People going places.
Tube.
Yeah.
It's not as tranquil as where we've been.
No, it's really not.
Yes, so we're back in London and we have been all over the place in Wales, Pembrokeshire, England, Cornwall,
Devon, Exmouth. Exmouth is within those places.
Has it felt like a great escape?
Yes, it really has in every way.
Yeah.
Not just where we've been, but how we've got there.
Where did you enjoy the most?
That's a very hard question. It's like asking me what my favourite band or artist is.
What is your favourite?
Oh my gosh. Tom Waits, Mary Rose Young. But if you ask me tomorrow, I might say Frank Zappa.
Oh right, yeah, the psychedelic stuff.
The Shepton Mallet Prison.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
All these combinations.
I loved it. I genuinely loved Everywhere.
That sounds like one of Frank Zappa's albums. Shepton Mallet Prison.
Yeah, or Half Man, Half Biscuit.
Yeah.
Something like I lost the back of my earring in Shepton Mallet Prison. I really liked. Yeah, it's hard to choose, but special memories for me from Everywhere. I loved Shepton Mallet because it's so my bag to go to like a haunted thing and an abandoned thing.
You did like that,
yeah. Didn't let me down, and the staff was so knowledgeable.
And you were for ages.
I was there for absolutely ages.
Adam's going, we've got enough stuff now. Thank you.
Please leave. We've got paying customers.
We've got other people to come in.
But I loved Mary Rose Young. I loved painting the bowl with her, painting
Childish
the birds
bowl.
on the bowl. Yes, childish to some, adult to others.
Well,
masterpiece
I was going by
to few.
your daughter. She called it childish.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah, I would. You nailed it.
Where was your favourite?
Wild swimming in Pembrokeshire was a real highlight. But I thought I was going to enjoy that. You know, I thought this is the sort of thing I would like to do. It's not something that I would probably do on my own, but if someone says, come and do this, I'll go, yes, I'll go and do that. And it absolutely didn't disappoint. It was really, really thrilling, actually, and just, it did exactly what she said it would do. Like, it made me feel fantastic, and the scenery was wonderful, etc. I loved that. But an unexpected highlight was Clearwell Caves in Forest of Dean, because that had quite an impact on me, and I didn't know what to expect. I just thought, well, we're going to go to a tourist attraction, caves underground, blah blah blah. But when you're one-to-one talking to the guy that mines these caves, and he has a total, a lifelong connection and his historical connection to them, and he can tell you on the walls, and we were talking about passion, and he's sort of quietly passionate about it. He's so knowledgeable about it. He doesn't have to sell the place in any way. He can just say, this is that and this is that, and you can go, my God, it's so understated but so incredible. But
it lets you in, doesn't it? It's like the opposite of stuff being like shoved in your face, and bright lights, and it invites you in, and you make the choice to go in.
Yes.
I feel like you came out of that very contemplative and kind of grounded. You'd seen the pickaxe marks.
Well, my one lesson was, it's best to have an open mind. I know these sound quite trite, but it's true. You have an open mind and go in, and then see how you feel afterwards, because I had unexpected feelings.
Yeah.
So that was a big old lesson. And also my other lesson was, England is beautiful, and Wales is beautiful. The UK is beautiful. I mean, it's like, we travel around a lot as comedians, but to actually spend time and see these places. And my other lesson was, everyone's lovely.
Yeah.
We're being told we're all divided and that, but that is not my experience.
Mine neither. I'd say the biggest thing I learned was, along similar lines, don't mean to, just the same, as you. Let's put it on a fridge magnet.
Yeah.
I think it's about stopping. So I think for me, especially with two young kids, but I've always been a bit like this anyway, and I think many of us are now, especially with always having access to our phones and stuff.
Which you do not approve of.
I do not approve of it, and I do it. I'm addicted to
your campaign.
My campaign trail. But I feel like it's really easy to always be doing multiple things at a time. And for me, I'm always thinking like, oh, I need to order a new chest of drawers. I need to. I've got to put the dishwasher on at the same time as replying to this email. And actually stopping and doing an activity, either in silence or chatting, is something that I don't do enough. So I suppose it's along similar lines and going in with an open mind and everything like that, but it's about stopping. Yeah, stopping.
Taking time.
No, stopping. This has been Great Escapes with me, Izzy Suttie.
And me, Dan Skinner. It was produced and edited by Adam Stoner with help from Rebecca Small. Richard Ellicott was our videographer.
Special thank you to all the locations we paid a visit to this season.
And thanks to Great Western Railway too. You can find every location we've been to across the Great Western Railway network. If you've got an idea for season 2, let us know. Email greatescapes@thinkpublishing.co.uk.
So that ends the series, but keep an eye out for our Christmas special, which comes out on the 16th of December.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.